Yeah, just that birch forest in the final tier of wood will be nice to see. Yeah, island tiers when we actually have to descend, and all the biomes will more or less be flat. Yeah, yeah, that's from what I understand, that's what's coming next. Original. I remember Era was really excited about it. Yeah, the underground biomes would be really fun, with glowy mushrooms abound. And lava, actually magma. Molten voxels one way or another. Perfect 2 mile circle, wow. Neat. I guess I can stand to chop down some other trees too and get them some heartwood. Or I'll get me the heartwood and turn things into, convert the logs for 'em. Because I get maximum efficiency. Don't know what their station's at. Mumbling to myself. Nice. Almost, I thought we already were friends in game. Okie dokie. Very cool. I thought sure I had already added. Oh well. Thought the same with BioExile. Here we are now. I finally got him a friend request earlier. Damn. Yeah, those are. Was it some sort of a pathogen, perhaps? Um, was it like when you'd break it apart? Would it look weird and like cubey, or would it look just soft and worn out? Because if it kind of had this cubey look to it, that cubiform kind of look, that I believe is indicative of some sort of like fungal or otherwise parasite. Just blackened rotted wood. Okay. Did you ever have fires in that area, or they were just nasty ass dead trees? Wow. Yeah, those things are totally destroyed. I wonder. They should doesn't know where to land. Nice. Pave the whole mall, grass wouldn't grow. Ah, there you go. That was the thing I noticed when I was at Six Flags Magic Mountain a few years ago for some event. There were no insects anywhere. There was grass. There was stuff that you'd think you would see bugs and birds and stuff, but no. I guess the radius of thick concrete that they made everywhere makes it so they just need to have life sustainable enough to create the illusion that there's actually stuff growing there, when in fact it's all sealed in a very controlled kind of way. No, not a single ant or anything. I bet if they get ants, they uproot that entire patch and completely resod it or whatever. Bare ground, yep. Yeah, well, it's good to start with bare ground. That way you know your foundation is solid. Built them all, put down the grass and it wouldn't grow. Yeah, I bet. Hmm. Could be. Are you in one of those areas where they've done the fracking by any chance? Is it like, toxified water in the groundwater sort of thing? Okay. I got that. I got some regular hardwood. Close to the university? It's really weird. And I'm guessing the city never paid for any like ecology studies to try to figure it out. They just fuck it, turn it into something else. Safondacox? Hi there, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, no, but you do the tests before you build them all, so that way you don't have to pay out for lawsuits later. Oh well. Either it'll be figured out or it won't. How many years ago was this? Has this mall been around for a long time now? So fond of Cox. That's a funny name. Yeah, I'm just harvesting wood right now. Okay. So it's just one of those kind of it is what it is sort of things. You know, those greener trees are a little more densely packed. University Mall? Um, very little metallical. I would say the absence of combat will only allow certain aspects to come in and stay in for a period of time. Now, the other thing I wonder is how the refunds would work if it's going through Steam, because I'm wondering if Steam won't allow refunds of any sort. Um, and the Euro version, it's only like $5 more USD relative for the Steam version versus the just buying it straight from them. So that isn't too much of a rake, but it's the fact that you can't put in a an affiliate code when you buy it through Steam because SOE doesn't have any access to their code system. Yeah, Jimmy and I have agreed we're just not going to talk about the Steam version, and definitely try our best to endorse the from website version whenever possible. Because you don't get anything from the Steam version. There's nothing special. You can just integrate Landmark with Steam anyway. There's no real benefit other than having access to the Steam interface. And that, that only matters for some folks. There's no achievements. There's no cards to get. Unless you want to know how many hours you're playing, and I don't know. That's one of those things where I kind of wish I knew, and I kind of wish I never get to find out. Yeah. Sleazy used car salesman. I really do like Steam. It's a really good distribution platform, and it's been getting a lot better about supporting indies recently. So um, I've got no complaints about it. I can see how it does kind of seem sleazy, but I've looked into all of the features and stuff that it provides, and there's actually a lot of features where you can earn cards for free games, sell those cards for a small amount on the market, just like 10 cents or whatever a piece, and then use those to buy games that are on the low end for the expense. Play those, win the cards, and as you do this, you'll also be able to potentially level up your account, which allows, I believe, that allows you to earn more cards. So technically, someone who really wants to free to play their way into paid games, Steam actually allows for that. It actually gives options for it. So to that extent, Steam actually does have a really nice feature that I don't think Desura or any of the other digital distribution platforms or GOG have anything even close to. So yeah, I can see how on one hand it does kind of seem sleazy in some ways. Arunel, I don't know that they'll do that arbitrarily. I'm pretty sure things that are going to go on sale, they contact the vendor or the producer of the game first before they put it on sale. Um, I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure it's one of those opt-in sort of things for developers, unless you know of a specific article that says otherwise. Um, like when Edge of Space was on sale, that wasn't an oh crap, we got to get our stuff together before people really start pouring into the game sort of thing. It was multiplayer is here, and as such, we're going to have a buy one get one free sale. Enjoy. So, and that's honestly, it's one of those things where it's kind of an honor to be a featured thing. Like the Binding of Isaac is only 99 cents right now. It's 80% off. I might buy up 10 copies and have them as giveaways for procedural powerhouses because it's just a really fun game. But that's also because Binding of Isaac Rebirth is going to be coming here pretty soon. And the last time I checked, the price for that's going to be like $2,000 because there's this running joke where every time they ask what the price is going to be, he says it's a higher price. So, whatever the price is going to be, I'm sure I'm going to pay it, but I don't think it's going to be $10 million or whatever it's up to right now. Yeah, and it's tough. It's a tricky decision to make. It's a tough decision to try to make and how it works. Depends on what you're offering, what features, if there's DLCs and stuff. If you're selling the primary game for $5, normally 60, but you're selling all the DLCs for 50% off. You might be getting a lot of sales that you would never have otherwise gotten. But at the same time, if people are already buying the game, you don't necessarily need to put it on sale because people are already buying it. Um, it's got its pluses and its minuses. I mean, Depression Quest is on there. I don't know how that's going to be any different than the web version. Um, I don't know if it's going to be charged for any amount or what the deal is going to be. Um, but that's like one of the simplest games possible, and the idea that it's going to be up there. Yeah, they also put you up on the front page. That's also a really big deal. Yeah, I mean, Steam Greenlight seems like it's been really helpful because it also builds up its own hype. Like people get a Steam Greenlight game, it's like, all right, well that means it's good enough. The fans thought it should be made and sold on Steam, so here we are. Yeah, instead of page 17, exactly. Alright, so once I'm up to 200 heartwood, I will churn this into a bunch of thistle, or what's it called, the sundrop. Bioexile, how much do you need? Because I could easily produce probably more than you actually need for this, and kind of be a waste of regular heartwood. Or not a waste, but it'll get used when it gets used. What the heck? It just kind of stole out there. Do you need to bioexile? I think you can check your crafting station list remotely now. Recipe journal. Refining station. Tinker's workshop. Refining station. Tradesman sifter. You only need the 25. Okay, well then. I'm just gonna have a crap ton of this extra wood for when I actually need it. I guess let me know what you're gonna need for the next one, because I'm sure you're gonna want to shoot for that here pretty soon. Actually, Bio, you saved me so much time that I figured, I can go out and harvest some wood and help him out. It didn't take me more than about 15 minutes to collect 200 of that thistle, so, not that much effort, really. I think I'll just sit on the heartwood. Having 200 heartwood around is never a bad thing. Upgrading pulverizers? Oh, now that's an idea. I've still got a legacy pulverizer. I still have, where the hell are you? This one that I made back in, the early system. It was the first one that I made too. Every powered pulverizer I've made has been legendary, and I've only made two, one in alpha and one in beta. So I haven't really needed it that bad. Finish the job. Finish the job, Bab. How far did I drift? Wow, I got way the hell out there. What are the stats on a fully maxed out upgraded pulverizer? Am I going to be having more than like 100 range, 100 range, 500 range? Is it like 300 speed and 1,000 harvest area or anything like that? I'm kind of waiting because they've, looking at the stats, harvest damage doesn't really do too much because it only gets through things that damage doesn't really apply to for the most part. So it seems like they could just get rid of that and just have the stats split between speed and size, and maybe even having range as a third stat that could be added on. Yeah, that's pretty comparable to mine. Okay. I guess I won't really worry too much about upgrading pulverizer then. Especially considering my pick is pretty much halfway there. It's, spend twice as much time but keep everything. I don't mind that at all. However, while I am here, I do need to craft a shitload of portal shards. Oh, I'll show you the animation. Lasers, lasers. It's so fun. I like the animations they put in. Yeah, I'll craft them all. Why not? I need portal shards. Knocker is a geek. Hey there, how's it going? I didn't even see the name earlier. That's cool. Yeah. These tools are nice. What do I have in terms of Sure, I'll grind 30 bags of dirt. And while it's doing that, I'm going to go AFK for just a moment because I've been streaming for 2.5 hours and I kind of need to take a break for a moment. Hello. Hello. Results. FTL, Terraria. Okay. FTL should be fun. Terraria, they added mounts to. I'm really excited for that. When that one actually gets selected. And I'm sure, everything on here will eventually get its rounds in. Except when Binding of Isaac Rebirth comes around. Then that'll be the only option. You can pick whichever one, but the only one you can pick is Binding of Isaac Rebirth. When I get to that point. Because I am just going to be cracking out on that game. So let's see what I get. Agate, Rubicite, Moonstone. That's awesome. Ethereum, Moonstone, Artifact Fragment, Diamond, Obsidian. Oh yeah. I really can't complain about that. That was a pretty nice haul. I'm up to 1400 Moonstone. Ethereum and not elemental, just standard Ethereum. I have 1,000. Nice. So how luminous are they? Polished obsidian. Okay. And then moonstone. And oh, I see. Those sparks are coming from a torch in the wall. I was like, does that stuff sparkle? That would be awesome. Maybe in the future it will. A metal that has its own particle effects, that would just be too much. Ethereum. Okay. Okay, let's compare that to diamond, which I know is not luminous. Whoops. Diamond. And our good friend Mithril. Okay. Some of Mithril and Ethereum do look luminous. Kind of that the veins going through the same way with Ethereum. Yeah. Okay. Lava should have a particle effect. Up close, that moonstone looks like it's got little luminous spots to it. When I zoom out, I don't really see them as much, but I guess they're there. So I guess, I don't know, that's actually perfect for lining like a swimming pool or maybe some part of the aquarium. It's going to take a hell of a lot of that. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. probably continue building that up at some point. So is there something in particular I really want to farm for, or... Honestly, there's really nothing for me to craft at this point that I'm aware of. Let me see. Refining station. Legendary loom. Mossy heartwood. That's the tier 6. I can't access that. Oh yeah, I was gonna craft the lower tier infusers. Do I craft? Tungsten 2. Oh no, this is where I want. I want my refinery. It's purple stuff. Okay. You like the plants that I put in the alchemy station over in the upper left there? I put some mushrooms in one of them. I put a few different types of plants in a few of the little cups. I think the plants growing out of them is a nice effect. Actually, I should make another set of this because I'm going to need one for the exceptional. So 2 more tungsten and 2 more purple wood. I just need to get this out of the way. This was a door that I used for the top of my tower. It's just a temporary door. I don't really care for it that much. Okay. Alright. Hex chat. Yeah, let me know how that works. Because I might need to make the switch at some point too. Because, yeah, this Twitch business cutting out constantly is ridiculous. Alright, hang with Hex Chat and compare it to what you're seeing on screen. Let me know when you start seeing discrepancies. Of course, that means people are need to start talking a little bit more here. Okay. 3 cobalt and 2 green. Cool. 2 green. And 3 blue. Yes, Fubar. Alright, yeah, that's a refining station. Wait, didn't I make the green wood? What wood did I make? Did I walk away before I completed? Oh, wait, I did the wrong station. Okay. The green one is ancient rootstock. Rebellion Town, cool. Yeah, once I have the 3 infusers, I'm probably gonna set up a brewery up above where I've got this place here, and just kind of build it up a bit. Either that, or I'll build a brewery over off the island on one of my alt accounts claims if it hasn't already lapsed. Yeah, Fubar, you'd think so, but uh, log on, I'll work on you. Gotcha, Kata. Alright, so anyway, I do need to go out and get some ancient rootstock, which means I have to go to Kettle? Kettle. Kettle is where I go to get my ancient rootstock. Hey, Iclithid, how you doing? Welcome to the show here. I'm doing great here. No capitalization of names. Hexchat seems kind of interesting. Weird. Yeah, doing pretty good here. I'm working on getting all of the stations together, so gotta get some heartwood. I'm gonna have one of each type of infuser because they look like brewery, distillery kind of setups. And then, you know, set up a brewery, distillery looking place. Because that's what I do. That's cool. So it's got some pretty neat features to it, though. Kind of hard. 14 for Bod. Can't harvest that. What are you talking about? Fine. I'll just keep going. $56K was OP. It's not gonna let me harvest that tree, is it? Oh, it is. Well, how do you like that? Just personally, I like it quite a bit. Especially because now there's two other trees over here that I found because of it. How much of that crap did I need? I'm pretty sure that's enough. I'll get 30 just to be sure. You can never have too much of this good stuff. Yes. I was just thinking about that last night, Kata. That the whole, process of trying to connect. If you didn't have some way to mute it, and your modem was just putting those sounds out, everyone in the house, everyone in whatever office you're at knows that you're connecting to the internet. It's kind of funny. We just recently, like last year, terminated our second phone line, which we were also using as a fax line, because that had also been previously our internet, our dial-up line. Fax is kind of an old medium. It rarely gets used. If we need to do it, we'll just use our regular phone line, but we don't really send them or receive them. Yeah, Fubar. That was the other reason why we really didn't have a bunch of faxes coming on all the time. We only had like once in a while, and we knew it was coming when it was coming. You'll have to excuse me. I had a snack that was a little on the spicy side, and I'm still kind of coughing a bit. See you later, Adam. Thanks for coming through. Get off his lawn. Single bush in the middle of the desert. Nice. I approve. Okay. I have traveled quite far in search of trees. Yeah, I played Star Wars Galaxies during the beta. It wasn't engaging enough to me to really stick with it live. I loved the crafting system. The combat was just like meh, whatever. But it was important enough that you had to be able to fight. So, it had its issues, it had its drawbacks. I wasn't really the happiest with it. And it still had a lot of bugs when it came into live that were still in from the beta. So I was like, whatever. I don't even. I tried it like a few years later. A buddy of mine convinced me to download it, try the trial again, and it gave me a speeder. And I was going around. I was trying my best to get into the game, and it just felt like a whole bunch of nothing. Of course, maybe if he was actually playing along with me, like he should have been, I would have been able to do a little better with it. Alright, so I just keep on scrolling through here while I'm talking. When I go back. But there's an emulated server. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I've got a Star Wars Galaxies poster somewhere. Kata, if you're using OBS, you can resize it however you want. It'll just be stretched and skewed differently. I'd have to try the program out myself to see how it all works. Okay. Once again, 2 greenwood. And then refining station, exceptional infuser. Alright. I'll be back in just a second. I really mean just a moment. Yeah, this guy. So, Kata, have you seen anything in Hex Chat that you didn't see in my actual stream here so far? Or has everything showed up in both? Give me a ton of barrels. Alright. This disco floor is nice, but you know what? Until I'm ready to actually build it up into the actual nightclub spaceport thing, I'm just gonna return myself these materials. I probably need to make aesthetics for more sections anyway. Boink. And you junk over there too. They're also getting gotten rid of. Yeah, I got the rest later. Yeah, that'll do, I think. This doesn't need to be there anymore. A root beer float. Okay. Nightbot, stop spamming the good folks here. For goodness sakes, space out your messages. The hell are you doing? Yeah, I know. It's a bot. It's my timing. Nightbot the Notorious. You know it is. I like that staircase. Alright, so let's see what I've got to work with here. What do you actually look like at your full size? Okay. 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 So this is definitely more of a, I think more like a brew tank sort of thing. I guess actually that would be the distillation because of the top little spout here at the top. Kind of looks like it's for brewing though. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of move you over here, okay? Man, holy crap, that thing puts off a plume of smoke. My goodness. Does it do that at every angle? Yeah, it does. Holy crap. Wow. Holy shit. Oh, wait. I got it. I got it. You guys are gonna love this. You guys are totally gonna love this. Come on, rotation. Stop being a jerk. There we go. What is about to happen is about to be Onod worthy. Okay, that's fine. I can rotate it. Alright, Cadbury. See you later. Have a good one. Good luck on your build. Omid cigar. That is exactly right. Let's see if I can get it from here. Maybe I can. There we go. You can't even see his face. Pound! Really? I didn't realize. Well, fine then. There we go. Yeah, let me try Alt F4 first to see, bring up the options menu pound. That's usually a good place to start. Let me try this again here without that torch in the way. Okay, I'll handle that later. Alright, I'm gonna tweet that out manually. Tweet is sent. The thumbnail looks hilarious. Okay. Alright, let's see how this one is. Same. It also puts off mad amounts of stuff. This one has a little bit more refinement. It's got that metal in the middle there. More of an all metal system. It's a little bit of wood. And of course, the top tier. And yeah, the top tier one is just like awesome. And oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. If somebody gets too close to my claim, boom, bam, smoke. Oh man. Have you ever scaled them all the way up, Llama? It's a scale relationship. Oh wow. It's just so funny. Okay, ick with it. I guess at that point, if you're gonna go that route, it would be basically making it a train that looks like it's made out of things for used to make like a brewery. So the places people would walk into look like giant 500-gallon fermenters or something. You're right though. This thing is fiery. This thing is burning like hell. X Rider 992, how you doing? Well, I was gonna go with a brewery, but I guess I need to make a train instead. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. You be going for another 30 minutes. You know what? Even though this isn't one of my normal landmark streams, I'll still do a couple of giveaways. I think I'll do optional feather or lunar anklet. Or I suppose I'll do beta key if somebody doesn't have the game yet. But if you have the game, no reserving it for friends. It doesn't quite work like that. Yeah, this one definitely. Actually, I think the black one's gonna work better. It's more fiery, and iron will blend with it a lot better. Pound, this is a landmark. This is not EverQuest Next. We are not playing EverQuest right now. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. It really does look like the front of a train. Yeah, I know he's trolling, but I gotta give a serious answer. Not everyone who's watching right now might be aware. It's a good thing. I should have mentioned it. I should mention it more frequently. This is landmark, even though it says it at the bottom. You know, I should still mention it. This is landmark. This is not Sparta. This is landmark. By Exile. Okay. Iron. Forge dark metal. Yeah, I could see that. Now, how close to the grid am I? Uh, Not really. Alright, I'll readjust based on this. Well, actually, I'm not too far off. Okay. Yeah, that could be pretty funny. Lurking a few minutes. Gotcha. Thanks for the follow. Knockers is a geek. Oops. I think that's where I want it though. Super glow? No, I haven't tried that yet. That's awesome. But what I did do is give Omid a cigar. Feel like the game's starting to chug a little bit here. Could be trouble. Okay, so I've got a little bit of room. So it's kind of wonky there, but lines up here. Okay, lines up over there. So that's what matters. Yeah, stone and wood bleed into each other. It is kind of weird. Three, 4, 5, 7. Sweet. Hmm. Yeah. That's actually starting to take shape there a little bit. I guess I've been a little bit quiet while I've been building here, huh? Yeah, the prop scale cancel thing is kind of funny. I bet the runner rug would probably be great to do that with because it gets pretty big. Alright, thanks for dropping through, Llama. See you later. Have a good one. So far, so good. Okay, so I guess I'll do a hmm, one giveaway, just one, if Nightbot's cooperating. Y'all know the drill. Let me just wait until chat loads up over here. Fire Exile to giveaway. You get to pick the item. One character. Wow, I figured someone would have got it by now. Wow. How is this possible? I've seen the curly braces already. When it comes up, you're all gonna feel silly. I guarantee. I didn't realize this one would be so difficult. Fubar. Fubar, you want a feather in a bottle, yeah? Alright, congrats. And that is all the time we have for Viewer's Choice this week. Join me next week for the next Viewer's Choice. We'll see what it is. When next week rolls around. So, till then, I will see you folks later. Thank you very much for joining me. This has been Landmark on Viewer's Choice Tuesdays, and I am your host, Legendary Neurotoxin. Bye-bye.